Go from a fan of the show to star of the show. Send us your opinions now, and they could be discussed live on today's show. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh, good morning, Canada. Canadian sports fans around the world, welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show on this Thursday, November the 14th. We're coming to you from the bunker out here in gorgeous Western Canada where it's warming up, heading into the weekend. We can see zero from here, and we're only going higher. Hi. Oh, I'm Rod Pedersen, by the way. He's Darren DuPont, the co-host. If I'm Laverne, he's Shirley.
Hey.
And I meant to get a photo.
And I'm Squiggy.
You're really Squiggy. Where's Lenny? Oh, he's on the couch. DuPont has no idea what we're talking about or anybody under the age of 30. Welcome to the show today. I hope you're ready to have some fun because I certainly am. I'm excited.
It's a good show.
Can you tell?
Yeah.
Silver Fox Kelly Rempel is in the bunker. Can you move that, Ryan, I'm sorry, that stupid Tetris board so I can see who's on the show today? Sean Lemon, thank you. Sean Lemon, our CFL playoff insider from the BC Lions, will be on with us today. Kelly Bates, offensive lineman of the, former offensive lineman of the BC Lions. Now he's the O-line coach. Steve Dangle, the YouTube star, Leafs follower, and Ivan Goodfriend, the great Ivan Goodfriend, to talk a little bit about injuries. You know anything about that, Kelly?
I know. I have lots of opinions, but I know nothing.
Well,
I know what I read on WebMD. That's about it.
one thing that I noticed, it's really a good thing for me to get outside the bunker, outside from behind this desk and watch from the other side. And I did that in Texas. And one thing I really liked about Derek Myers and you was you guys jumped right into the deep end. No preamble, no gobbledygook, no garbage. Let's just get after it, right? And that's kind of where I'm thinking as we roll into the playoff weekend here, CFL Division Final weekend. There's one reason that I'm really excited, and that is I was in Hanley yesterday. As you guys know, I'm speaking to the kids there at Hanley School. I should have got a photo for Clark to post, but that's okay. Mark Anderson, vice principal, teacher there, great guy, football guy, 5-year U of S Husky lineman, played against Randy Ambrosi, and he said Ambrosi almost killed him physically. That obviously Randy Ambrosi was a star. But guys, he watches every show. The teachers watch or listen to every show. And they sent me back with like an avalanche of gear. Okay? So we're going to have a bit of a flea market / scarves, jackets, shorts, hats.
It's awesome looking
It's
stuff.
really nice stuff.
It's like pro caliber.
Yeah, this is from their high school football team,
But
the
look
Sabres.
at it. It's awesome.
This is exactly something that I would wear.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Thank you, Mark. I think it's too big for you, Cal.
Sabres.
I think it's too big, yeah. The XL is going here.
Can you toss it over just for us?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Like, just want to take it.
And then he gave me this sticker. Where did I put it? It's going to go on my, right here. Window decal is going to go on my laptop from the Sabres. So I just want to say thank you to Hanley School. I was out there talking mental health and addictions with them and spent some time talking with him, talking to the kids one-on-one afterwards, and it was a good time, so thank you. And the only thing is Saskatoon, bravo Saskatoon, 7,200 they say showed up to SaskTel Center last night to watch the WHL All-Stars beat Russia 2-1 in the Canada-Russia series, and they go to PA tonight, but a lot of Saskatoon people were saying to me, hey, you're in the area, you're in Hanley, why don't you come up to the game? And I'm like, I hadn't planned for that, and I apologize.
Would have been good.
Yes, it would have been outstanding.
And the people who were there, they said 7,200 people. I felt like over 8,000. Like
it looked really good.
It looked really good on television. It was if you stayed till the very end, you got a really good finish.
Overtime,
and a good late goal too. It's awesome. That was a good night.
Yeah. So I'm going through Saskatoon on Saturday on the way to Paradise Hill to speak with Brian Sutter, Daryl Sutter, Rachel Holman, Buddy Bensmiller. I'm going to stop in Saskatoon and go to Wendell Clark's for lunch on the way, okay? Fair enough, but there's a lot of things going on this week. I didn't even think about going to the hockey game, so I apologize. Thank you, Saskatoon, for the invite.
Maybe catch a Hanley Sabres football game if there's
well, I had my hands full in Hanley. So moving on, I'm going to officially jump into the topic that I want to get to, which will be a theme through the show, and that is, did the Saskatchewan Roughriders give up on Zach Collaros? Because it never for 1 second dawned on me that they might have when they traded him away to the Toronto Argonauts, whenever that was in August. And Clark's on it real fast. There it is, the daily poll question for Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center. Did the Riders give up on Zach Collaros? And if you go to Twitter, I put little emojis on there like, no, laughing, crying emoji. No. Or yes, they did. Because this is the narrative that's coming out of Winnipeg, gents, over the last couple of days. And I don't know if you saw Zach's comments from practice yesterday. He's like, yeah, there's extra motivation. I wouldn't be human if I said there wasn't. So he's coming in here, pissed at the Riders, I guess. And I don't know if this is the reporters that are saying it or he's saying it. I'm not sure. It's kind of, it smacks to me, Remps, of Tom Brady-ish manufactured chip on your shoulder stuff, which works very well for Tom and might work for Zach this weekend. So here in the rollout for Flooring Superstore, I'm jumping right into the deep end with what could be a theme for the rest of the show. What do you think, Kelly? Is this a thing?
No. I mean, not for him, it isn't. I think we like to talk about it. It gives us content. That's why we're talking about it here today. Mm-hmm. We love this kind of stuff. But Zach Collaros, I don't think has any contempt for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I mean, the fact of the matter is the guy was hurt constantly while he was here. And if you were to ask Zach, okay, you have two choices. You can either stay here and be a backup quarterback and probably hardly ever get to play again, or you can move somewhere else with a chance to maybe play when you get healthy. He probably relished in the opportunity of thinking that he could get back out on the field in a more likely scenario to do so. So I don't think he's pissed off at the Roughriders. Any player that ever played and spent significant time with an organization, when they come back to that organization and they walk into that stadium that they've played and practiced on for 2 or 3 or 4 years, there's a certain charm to that and a certain extra motivation than there would be going into a stadium that the only time you ever walk in there is the once a year that you go to play. I mean, that's human nature. It would be the same. It would be the same for anybody. Well, and so Blake's watching in Kindersley this morning, and he says, no, it was safety reasons, and the Riders didn't want that karma, my opinion. And that may be true, but I was on the air in Winnipeg this morning, ASTV with Theo, the host, and he brings up a great point. He's like, if Zach Collaros was healthy enough to play, why didn't the Argos play him? Why was he holding a clipboard on the sidelines for so long? And I saw that at Touchdown Atlantic. Like, it doesn't make any sense that he's even playing this weekend. And good on him that he is. Because he looked great in the last game against Calgary of the regular season. He looked great, obviously, in Calgary in the playoffs. Then why then did the Riders trade him away? Like, you could see how there's another angle, though, right?
Right. No, I can see it.
You see where this is coming from.
I do. And you always talk about a starter shouldn't lose their job to injury. And
that's garbage.
When you come back, no, but I'm not saying it's my opinion, but that's a theme that is alive and well in sports. And should you lose your job just because you got sick? Think about in your field now. I mean, it's a little different, but think about an employee.
It's totally different. It's a performance-driven business.
All businesses should be performance-driven. Just because I suck at my job doesn't mean I get it back. Just because I got to feed my...
Yeah, it does mean you don't get it back.
No! Then
yes,
why is it different for sports?
Because it's a performance-driven business based on performance.
All businesses are.
If somebody takes over your job on the football field, if you're a goalie in hockey and you're clearly better, performing at a much higher level than the guy that you just outperformed, and he comes back, if you're the coach, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to go back to the guy that had a 3.1% goals against average and an 89% save percentage, but we're going to play him over the guy that's got a 94% save percentage and a 2.2, and the team plays better in front of. Why? Because he was there first? Are you kidding me, Darren?
What if our sales guy, Tyler, goes on vacation for a month, and we bring a guy in who sells 10 times
hang on.
what he does?
He's sick for a month.
He's sick.
Even
okay.
better. He can't work.
He's sick. He can't work. And we bring a guy in who sells 10 times as much. We get a new studio. We're now doing the show from Maui. And yeah,
that's what you're saying.
But now you're telling me in business that the guy should get his job back. He's got to go find a new job.
I didn't say that.
I think you actually are arguing the same thing.
But didn't he say that at the beginning?
No. Well, I'm agreeing. It's everything is performance driven, and the reality of the situation is that if you're a mechanic in a garage, okay, or you're the FedEx guy, or you're the guy that pumps gas, it's a different situation because they're not tangible. They're not tangible.
Right. There's certain things that aren't tangible.
The clerk at London Drugs, you could certainly argue, how could you definitively say that person that got sick, what did they put, the guy at Safeway, do they measure how many bags of groceries get done? I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Maybe the replacement for Sheila at London Drugs is just crushing through the till, right? So it's like when Sheila comes, what's okay, Sheila?
But the other,
because Linda's really handling it here
She's
very well.
65 items per
You've
minute.
been traded to Shoppers Drug Mart.
you're fired.
Yeah.
You're fired. But there's also labor laws that prevent those kinds of things.
Very
it's
true.
an apple and oranges debate. There's no labor law in football that says as a coach, I have to play the guy. Danny Barrett used to say that all the time. There'd be, the safety would go down and he'd say, when he comes back, he gets his job back. I don't care if the guy that took over his spot is a better football player. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of an idiot would go into a game thinking to himself, if you can clearly say on video, statistical, video evidence that this guy is way better than this guy. And this guy comes back, but he doesn't get his job because he was there first? What are we, in kindergarten?
But it's not about the decision to play him or not and make him the quarterback or not. It's not about that. And I don't think anybody's disagreeing that the best quarterback should play. I don't think that's an issue.
Then what are
here.
you saying?
But the issue,
what are we saying?
But the issue is the poll question. It's how does Zach Collaros feel that the team either gave up on him or didn't? I mean, if I came back from my job and I had somebody else that outperformed me at my job, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, look, we got to find a different job for you now or something else, I would feel like they gave up on me. Right? Because I think I can do the job just as good as that person. And Zach thinks he can play football just as good as Cody Fajardo.
How often do we talk about this both on the air and off?
He was never on the field.
Yeah,
but that's where I'm getting, is that life, so much of it comes down to perspective. 2 sides or the actual 3 sides, which is your side, my side, and then the truth is in the middle. So depending on how you look at the poll question today, did the Riders give up on Zach Collaros? It never even dawned on me that anybody would think that they did. Right. Yet if you're Zach, you probably think that they did. And now, he should look in the mirror, Kelly. You're right. He couldn't play. And I didn't think they should have signed him going into 2019 to begin with. You weren't healthy in the playoffs because of concussion issues. Sorry, Zach, we gave you your chance. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on us.
Right. But just to be clear.
So they didn't give up on him.
No.
That's what we all agree, right?
Had Zach at some point triggered that? Has he given anybody the impression that he feels that way? Or are we assuming and talking about it because it's great water cooler discussion?
Don't interject logic into this discussion.
I'm just asking the question. Did I miss something?
No. Not really.
Has he said something to the effect of, I really wish that they would have given me another chance or something like that?
I don't know. Look, put me on the spot. I could call it up right now.
No.
The exact quote.
I'm wondering if I missed something.
No, I'm saying to you that at practice yesterday in Winnipeg, Zach Collaros basically said there's extra motivation to come in and beat the Riders. He said, I wouldn't be human if I didn't feel that way. He didn't really get into they gave up on me or the reasons why, but I think we all know why he feels extra motivated to beat the Saskatchewan Roughriders on Sunday. So the point, there was no quote that I saw, they gave up on me, so I'm going to go in and kick their ass. I haven't seen that. But it's kind of implied, isn't it?
Yeah, I get it, why he's upset, for sure. And I mean, they didn't give up on him. They found a guy who's the future of the franchise, and the Riders are in a much better spot, and they should be super happy. But, when you think about Zach, he gets the big hit from Simone Lawrence. Well, first he got re-signed. Then he takes the big hit from Simone Lawrence, and we're all rallying around that. We all rally around this big hit from Simone Lawrence and shouldn't have hit our guy, and that's our guy, and that's our guy for a minute, because now we're just tossing you out with the trash, and all of a sudden we're just with the next guy. Like, there's no history there, there's no loyalty there, and there shouldn't be in sports because it's about winning and losing, but I get it. It's like, we talk about playing in relationships. All of a sudden, 1 second after you break up with me,
you're dating somebody else.
Like 1 second, you're moving in and you're getting married. Like,
what's this all about?
So I understand how he feels that way.
I'm going to give you 60 seconds, and then we got to get out of the rollout for Flooring Superstar. Because you're sitting there huffing and shaking your head. And
well, I don't understand where we're going with this.
That's fine.
The thing started out. We were talking about, does Zach Collaros have the right to be pissed off or upset or frustrated. But I don't think he's any of those things.
No. Let me stop. He said there's extra motivation to beat this team.
But that doesn't mean he's mad.
We're not saying that he's mad.
There would be for anybody, Rod. Anybody that goes and plays against your former team, there's extra motivation.
Okay, so what are you saying?
That's what I'm saying.
No, what are you saying? Does he have a right to be?
He doesn't have a right to be mad, but he's got every right to be extra motivated.
Isn't that the same thing?
There's nothing to be mad about. They moved on with a better player. And we don't know that he didn't want to.
So you're saying he shouldn't be motivated then? We got a
What is going on here?
We got to break and sort this out, and we'll be back. On the way, Steve Dangle, Sean Lemon, Kelly Bates, and a whole lot more. This has been the Rollout for Flooring Superstore on the Rod Pedersen Show on Facebook Live. Listen live at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen on demand. For more of the Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.